WLNS is here for you with 6 News at Noon.
President Trump is wrapping up his first week in office with a trip out of Washington, D.C. to visit communities recovering from recent disasters. It's our top story at noon. Hello, and thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Jorma Duran. Megan has the day off. President Trump will head to North Carolina and California. The trip comes as the annual anti-abortion rights rally March for Life takes place in the nation's capital. Erica Brown has the latest from Washington, D.C.
President Trump left the White House Friday to visit Asheville, North Carolina, where he'll receive a briefing on Hurricane Helene recovery efforts and meet with families affected by the devastating storm.
We're going to get it fixed up. Should have been done months ago from the hurricane that took place almost 4 months ago.
It's part of a disaster tour that also includes a stop in Los Angeles to survey the catastrophic wildfires that are still burning. The president's first trip of his second administration follows new criticism from Trump about FEMA, the federal agency responsible for responding to disasters.
All it does is complicate everything. FEMA has not done their job for the last 4 years.
In an interview with Fox News host Sean Hannity earlier this week, Trump said he'd rather see states handle their own disaster response and that FEMA's role should just be to give states money. The president said he'd be watching the annual anti-abortion rights rally taking place here in Washington today. His vice president, J.D. Vance, and Republican leaders in the Senate and the House are among those speaking at the March for Life event. It's gonna be hard times. Even with the Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade in 2022, organizers say they continue to march because there's still more work to do to reduce the number of abortions in the U.S. each year. Erica Brown, CBS News, Washington.
President Trump is set to deliver a recorded message to the March for Life rally. East Lansing police have now identified the 20-year-old victim who they say was assaulted in downtown East Lansing and later died as Caleb Shermo from Fowlerville. It took place last Saturday. Police say they were dispatched to an assault that happened in the 300 block of East Grand River at 1:30 in the morning. That's where they found Shermo. He died from his injuries yesterday, several days after the assault. He was not a student at MSU, but the university did release a statement saying, quote, Michigan State University extends condolences to the family and loved ones of the man. We take seriously the safety and security of our campus and students. East Lansing police say they have located and identified a suspect. New at noon, the city of Lansing has announced it will be ending its Code Blue weather emergency plan tomorrow morning. It's not quite as cold as it was earlier in the week, so officials have decided that the Code Blue will end at 8 a.m. Saturday morning. It was put into effect to allow shelters around the city to temporarily increase capacity and adjust hours. City leaders still urge anyone who needs to shelter to call 211, and if the temps drop again, they will announce another Code Blue plan to help those in need. The frigid temperatures helped to make a mess at Sparrow Hospital in Lansing. Last night, a pipe burst at one of the main entrances. Officials had to shut it down to get it fixed and are now asking people to enter through a different way. A few nights ago, 2 pipes burst in downtown East Lansing, impacting a few businesses. Next month, electric rates for DTE Energy customers will increase after state regulators granted a more than $217 million revenue boost. DTE covers parts of Ingham and all of Livingston counties, as well as the Detroit area. State regulators approved the increase that, according to DTE, will help them with a significant amount of investment aimed at upgrading aging power lines, maintenance, and more frequent tree trimming. DTE was actually asking for a lot more, but officials agreed to this amount. The new rates take effect on February 6th, and a typical residential customer will see an increase of about $5 a month. Sparrow is teaming up with Tom Izzo for the American Cancer Society's Suits and Sneakers Week. A pair of sneakers that the MSU basketball coach will wear during an upcoming game are being displayed in the lobby of Sparrow's Herbert Herman Cancer Center. Patients there are being encouraged to leave their signatures and messages of hope. It's part of a nationwide event that brings college basketball coaches together in the fight against cancer. A doctor at Sparrow and a former player for Coach Izzo explains.
Coaches will be wearing shoes that a lot of our patients in this cancer center here that you see behind us will be signing to represent the folks out there that all of our donations for the Coaches vs. Cancer fund help support by all the coming up research and initiatives to assist in cancer treatments.
Coach Izzo and his wife Lupe have worked to bring awareness about cancer for decades and have raised about $1.2 million for the American Cancer Society. Special Olympics of Michigan is once again kicking off its polar plunge season. The schedule is out for those brave enough to jump in for a great cause. A total of 26 polar plunges are now planned across Michigan, with 3 being held within the mid-Michigan area. Those include in Lansing at Jackson Field on Sunday, February 2nd. Again in Lansing on Thursday, March 6th, where lawmakers take the plunge on the state capitol lawn. The third local place will be at the Michigan State Police Headquarters in Dimondale on Wednesday, March 26th. These events are expected to raise more than $20,000 for Michigan athletes.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Well, we made it through the worst of the polar vortex, and now we get to have fun. That cold air blew right over the Great Lakes, giving us lake effect snow. And in the backyard of our studios at WLNS, well, we currently have about 5 inches on the ground. So I decided I'd make Fort Forecast a really fun time. And you know what? You can too, because our temperatures are actually going to cooperate for once. Let's take a look at what our graphics are saying. Now, going ahead for the day today, our temperatures aren't going to change much, and that's giving us a chance for some snow. Across the Midwest, we're below freezing. You see on the radar, there is some snow. Zooming in, well, we're going to be seeing a little bit less down towards our southwest. Marshall, Coldwater, you actually end up having some clearing skies, and there's going to be more sunshine here over the next few hours. As for those temperatures, like I mentioned, we're mostly in the teens right now. Going to be seeing it feel a little bit different though. There is a wind chill out here, winds around 10 to 15 miles per hour, making it feel like it's back in the single digits. So not necessarily going to be the best day to get outside and build a fort, but we have better weather on the way. The rest of today, temperatures in the teens, still going to have fairly cloudy conditions, but as you saw on the radar down towards our south, we are going to be seeing a little bit more sunshine. Tomorrow, going to have clouds, but warmer weather, and that's really important. We'll be in the upper 20s, which is pretty close to normal for this time of year. Normally we should be around 30, and there's still a chance for some snow with a little bit of a breeze, 10 to 20 miles an hour. The thing is, though, if you want to get outside and build a fort, build a snowman, whatever you want to do, the warmer weather is actually going to help you out, because as our temperatures warm up, the snow becomes moisture. There's a little bit more water in it. Of course, you can always cheat a little bit, kind of like I did. Grab yourself a little water mister. That'll help the snow stick together, and that makes these forts real easy to build. Now, if you want to make anything, say, with a snow molder, this is where it gets a little interesting. Regulation is the word of the day, and it's because this is the process that these little snow molds use. I have a little duck right here, and if you put the snow inside of it, you squeeze it together. That pressure actually melts the snow briefly before it refreezes, and it allows it to stick, creating those snow molds. So whether it be a snowman, a snow duck, a snow fort, the temperatures will be much more cooperative for building things coming up for tomorrow. Now, looking at the long-term temperature trends, it's still looking like our temperatures are going to be hovering right around where they should be for this time of year. Remember, this week we woke up to temperatures that were below 0, with wind chills close to 30 below here in Lansing. We're done with that. That Arctic air mass is out of the picture. Our bar graph looks a whole lot more stable, and for us, that's going to give us a couple of chances for some active weather, but nothing massive. Looking at the 6-day forecast, you'll notice that we do have some sunshine working its way in. Not just for tonight, but we will be seeing it on Sunday. Those clouds will begin to clear out. We'll actually end up getting some sun. Same thing with Monday, partly cloudy skies, gives you a mix of sun and some clouds. Temperature-wise, though, we are going to take a little bit of a hit there once we get towards Sunday, but the sunshine will make up for it. Then we get to Monday and Tuesday, and you'll notice that those temperatures are flirting with freezing a little bit. Going to have even better chances for snow packing, and hopefully a little bit more snow on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Good stuff, Katie. We appreciate that. Coming up, crews continue to battle wildfires in California. Now they are popping up near San Diego as well. The latest on that situation coming up. So keep it right there. And 6 News at noon, we'll be right back.